Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jason with Life at Dad's House, and today I want to share some details with you about a phone call I had about 2 weeks ago with about six other fathers, and we were talking about transition energy, right? What's it look like when your kids come from school or the other home back to your house, and what does that look like? What's it feel like? And it's pretty interesting. A number of the fathers, and I think there's a lot of people who can relate with this, a number of the fathers talked about the chaos that's involved when the kids first come home. And it's actually pretty predictable. Every single dad said pretty much the same thing. My kids come over, it's like a tornado. It's all this chaotic energy. I don't recognize the energy. I think it's coming from school, or I think it's coming from the other house. And what we found is that of the fathers who did not experience this, all of them implemented something that we call connection rituals. And a connection ritual is just really a way for you to kind of reconnect with your kids after any amount of time that you've had apart, whether it's just a day or a week or a month or whatever it is. And these connection rituals really made the difference between dads who experienced chaotic transition energy and dads who did not experience that energy. So, giving a couple of examples, the dads who experienced almost no chaotic transition energy did something consistent every single time they picked their kids up. One dad said he goes to the grocery store with them. No matter what the situation, after pickup, he goes straight to the grocery store and they talk about what they're going to have for dinner that night. They make some plans for the weekend, some places they want to go or movies they want to watch, and they're disconnected from screens. So he's not on his phone and they're not, on their TVs watching Mickey Mouse Club or whatever it is. They're just there, connecting, disconnected from the rest of the world and reconnecting with one another. And he does this every single time. There's another dad who talked about the community park that they have in their neighborhood, and he stops there on the way home every single time. Doesn't matter if it's 6 inches of snow outside. This guy said, I always take my kids to this park and we'll go out there, whether it's 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes. We stop there first and I get on the slides and play with them. I hang from the monkey bars, I do all that stuff. And that creates like this connection ritual. My own personal connection ritual is when we get home, we go into the fridge and we get out grapes and we get out some apple juice and we sit down at the table and we just hang out. We either, if it's hot outside, we sit in the air conditioning and cool down. If it's cold outside, we sit in the heat and warm up. And we just sit down and we talk a little bit about what their days look like, what fun they'd had over the last couple of days, and just kind of get the energy levels down and reconnect. And the science behind that is your kids are coming into your household with, their bodies are walking through the door, but their nervous systems haven't quite landed yet. They're still jacked up on, the tension of just being a child. One, that's part of it. The other part of it too is they live multiple lives with multiple environments and multiple rhythms. And so sometimes, you're in the car with your kids and you're driving home and you think, okay, my kids are in the car with me now, everything's fine, but they're still processing some stuff from the other house, or they might still be thinking about the goodbye they just told their mom because they're not going to see her for a week. There's a lot of scattered feelings and emotions, and when their nervous systems are unregulated like that, that's what ends up creating the chaos at your house. And the thing about connection rituals are that they are simple to implement. All you have to do is pick one thing and then do it over and over and over again. But the other part of it too is that if you choose not to implement these connection rituals, you almost always end up paying the price for it. You're either going to pay the price over the next few hours or the next few days or the entire week they're with you. But if you don't take the time to reconnect, you're going to deal with this chaotic transition energy. Now, one thing that I heard one of the dads say, and actually this is something that I think a lot of parents probably fall into this trap, and it's that, well, I already have a really strong connection with my kid. Hey, buddy, I bet you do, right? Like, I bet you're connected to your kids. We're all connected to our kids. But it would be a mistake to think that you don't have periods of disconnection and reconnection with your kids throughout the day. Even in two parent households, children can disconnect and reconnect with their parents multiple times in a day. right? So it's not uncommon that you have to have these connection rituals right at the beginning of your transition, but you might also have to have them after nap times or in the morning when you wake them up. The disconnection is not to say that you don't have a strong connection to your kid. It's that you are emotionally disconnected and their nervous systems aren't aligned to yours, and so you might be calm and steady and grounded, and your kids are absolute wired mess because you haven't reconnected. And so I would challenge you, if you're dealing with any kind of stressful transition energy, to stop looking at the school or looking at the other parent's household as a source of the energy and just identify it as unregulated nervous systems. Establish some kind of very easy connection ritual, something that is meaningful, that your kids can participate in, something that allows them to say, hey, I'm home. I am somewhere that I belong. I am somewhere that I am seen, and I'm back with a loving, caring parent. And we're back to like normal vibrations again. And I guarantee you, after just a couple of times of implementing these connection rituals, you're going to see a huge difference in the transition energy between the homes. And last thing I want to say, give your kids a connection ritual on the way out the door too. My sons and I, when it's time for them to go back to their mother's house, we have some very specific rituals that we do. And this helps to kind of keep them positive, keep them happy, keep them focused on kind of the fun that they had and the excitement of going to the other house and seeing the other parent without creating chaos for the other household. Because whether you like your co parent or not is irrelevant. You want to have a smooth transition both to your home and away from your home. So take a look at the connection rituals, look at things that you can do to do with your kids that they can be a part of. And I guarantee you, track your progress and you will see fewer and fewer issues with that transition energy chaos that we talked about. And you're also going to see it last much, much less time each time that you do those connection rituals.